Live from the City of Angels. It's Thursday night. Box office preview show here, MMT. Always live. Have I mentioned how terrible this year's been for cinema? I think I've said it once or twice on the stream, maybe 3 times. You're going to hear all about it again tonight because it happened again. I was forced to sit through another film that tortured me. I like this breakdown. This is my friend Indeza, Dreamweaver. It's like 2 years old at least. I had it on my mixtape and I'm like, oh, I like this track. Super chill, right? So this year's been, oh, guys, I forgot Argyle was this year. I was reminded Argyle was this year because Ariana DeBose is in Kraven the Hunter, which we're going to talk about here in a second. MMT Evaluation Live, as always, coming up seconds away. Almost sounds like Bjork right there, right? All right, get ready to go here on this Thursday night. God, I'm telling you, if I paid money for this movie tonight, I'd be so furious. Like if I paid $20 to see Kraven the Hunter, I would stop going to movies because I'd be like, I just got ripped off. 2 hours of my life I'm never getting back. I guess Grace Randolph likes the movie. Get ready, that's coming up too. We're going to destroy Grace Randolph again. She deserves it. How does someone like her get so many followers, right? She has 1 billion subscribers on YouTube. We string together 5, 6, 7. She gets like 700,000. Doesn't she have 1 million? And that reader takes. I'm like, why y'all paying attention to Grace Randolph, man? It's like this breakdown. It makes me go crazy. One more pump on forward. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Time for my out-of-theater reaction for this, and it was not a positive. Johnny, I don't know. It might be, but I'm actually kind of just exhausted from this year, right? Suffering through these films, I don't know if I have the same ferocity that I would have if I hadn't had already seen so many truly atrocious films this year. But I mean, this year, as we know, one of the worst years ever. I mean, it's certainly the worst year that I can recall in the past decade plus. I mean, you probably have to go back to the 90s. And even then, I don't know if you'd find a year worse than this. Now, there are films I still have to get to, right? But overall, the stinkers that I have sat through this year, right? If you're putting together the Razzies, you have a plethora of options. Like it's not like 1, 2, 3. It's literally like 75+% of the films belong in contention for a Razzie, including tonight's Kraven the Hunter. It is time to do it live from the City of Angels. The MMT evaluation of Kraven the Hunter, a film that really took forever to come to the big screen. Let's just look quickly at the evolution of this film. I was digging around on Wikipedia to see what in the hell is this film story. Look at the production notes on this. It's 1, 2, 3 full paragraphs, and then we get to pre-production, then to film. This film took forever to even get made, and then once it was made, it took another like 2 years in development hell and editing hell to get it to the big screen. And now they're just like, just get rid of it. Just put it out there like they did. Remember, this is Sony, of course, Sony and the Spider-Verse, their final film, we're being told. But they had 65 this year. Another film, remember, when we talked about 65, I told you guys that when you watch that film, you see a film that is heavily edited by the studio, right? They just went in and said, just get this out of here. Let's make it an hour and 30 minutes. Here's Adam Driver, and he's in various different spots, every scene. It's like that film has no real good transitions because they're just like, get it out of here. And that's what Kraven is, right? I will say this. What's wild about Kraven is I think for the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, you're like, this isn't terrible. I'm not saying it's good, but you're sitting there going, okay, I'm not thinking this is as bad as Madam Web. But as this wears on, over the duration of this film, you are punished with a complete and utterly boring slog of a film. And you look at my reaction out of theater here tonight, and you can see, I mean, yes, am I hamming it up a little bit? Am I actually asleep? The answer is no, but it is still worthy of all of the death emojis that you see on your screen right now. I ran out of characters. I said, how many death emojis can we put on this? And as you can see, there's quite a few. And there I am asleep after the movie. This thing was like, I would say 75% empty. And that's really uncommon for the AMC Burbank location. As you guys know, AMC Burbank's one of the biggest locations in all of cinema. I mean, it's the number one, typically every weekend, it is the number one AMC. And if you can't fill it up on a Thursday, I know it's a little early, 3:15 showing, but either way, there's plenty of people in LA to go to the movies in the middle of the day. I mean, LA is a weird city, right? People have all kinds of jobs. They go whenever. So it's not like it's a normal town. 3:15 can be packed. It has been packed in the past. It was not tonight. And the reason why is, let's just get a taste of the trailer so you can get an idea of this film before I start to get into other than the fact it's a slog. By the way, we're already longer than I believe Jeremy John's entire review for this. So I apologize. Every time I want to be brief, I can't because I've got a lot to say and we've got music to play. And we're trying to have fun here live from the City of Angels. Get ready. Here comes the trailer for Kraven the Hunter.
My son, the hunt defines you.
I was once a man of science. Now I am more. Tell me about this hunter. Once you're on his list, there's only one way off. I can feel it, the power.
My son, we are predators. Power is about strength.
I stared death in the face, and for the first time, I saw my true self.
It's almost over. Just a second.
Why do you hunt?
My father puts evil into the world. I take it out.
The six of us, and only one of you.
There's 6 of you now.
And you saw Rhino. I mean, this is how desperate Sony is. They actually show you Rhino, who is the main villain in this film, in addition to Russell Crowe. They're giving you away. They're giving the first 8 minutes of this online. We could watch it right now. I'm not going to put you through it, okay? But again, the first 8 minutes are not the worst of this film. So you could watch that and go, I might go see Kraven the Hunter. And then you'd be like, fuck, why didn't I listen to Weber? So I told you, don't do it. We already told Total Slog. Okay. It's a lame origin story. So you've got this origin story of Kraven and his bastard dad, Russell Crowe, and his Weasley ass brother, right? And the three of them, and his dad's a gangster, a Russian mobster, and he is a poacher. And Kraven decides he's going to rail against all the poaching in the world. Imagine Kraven as Tarzan James Bond. Okay. I know Aaron Taylor Johnson was rumored to be James Bond, right? So this is his tryout for that role, only as the Tarzan version. Okay. And this is, yes, part of the Spider-Verse. Apparently, Kraven is part of the Spider. Listen, guys, don't get me started on the comic book lore and the mythology of it. I don't want to do it. I do know who Rhino is. but Kraven is like, like a C character. And this is the last time they're going to even do a Spider-Verse movie, a fitting finish, because everything about this film just says, my God, why are we even here, including the dialogue. I wrote down one of the lines that I just died, and this is so fitting for the film, right? There's a part where Alessandro Niviola, I believe, right? He seems like a good guy. I like him in a lot of things. Here, I would say not one of his finer outings, along with everybody in the film. Only one person fares well here, and I'll tell you who that is in a minute. It's not Aaron Taylor Johnson. There's a line from Niviola where he says, "Get to the part where I start to give a shit." And I kid you not, at that very moment, one guy's blathering on. When he said that, I start dying. I'm laughing. You can hear me throughout the entire Dolby. Then it picks up, right? Because it's like wildfire. Everyone starts laughing. It's such a corny line, and it's fitting for exactly how you feel in the middle of this. Tell me when I'm going to start giving a shit about what I'm watching. You won't. You never will the entire time. None of it's exciting. None of it is exceptional, including the direction by J.C. Chandor, who you go back, you remember a film called Margin Call. I think it's 2011 on that. I was in Boston when I saw that. Wasn't super high on it, but again, a very drama about Wall Street. It got some attention award season. Then he did A Most Dangerous Year, which I think some critics group gave that like one of the best films of the year. I like it. It's A24 film. You've got Oscar Isaac in it, Chastain's in it. But then you have him directing this. And I think, listen, there's a lot of things to talk about here tonight. This is bad for so many reasons. But I think one thing I really want to dial in on here is if you're an actor or a director, in this case, J.C. Chandor or Ariana DeBose, who's in this, I'm going to tell you something. I need to be an agent or a manager, because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you, when someone comes to me with this script and says, this is Kraven the Hunter, which is part of the Sony Spider-Verse, if I'm a manager or an agent, I instantly am going to say, we're turning this down. I talked about this during Madam Web. If Dakota Johnson came to me and said, hey, here's Madam Web, I said, wait a second, is this Sony? No, we're passing. This is going to be really bad. And even if it's not, here's what I'll tell my client. The downside here greatly outweighs the upside, right? So if this goes south, it's going to go so far south that you're going to wish you never said yes. And when that occurs, you're going to be fucked as a career. So J.C. Chandor now is forever going to be saddled with the director of Kraven the Hunter versus the director of A Most Dangerous Year and Margin Call. It's wild to me, and I understand as a director, I get it. You've got to pay your bills. But I'm here to tell you that the damage you do to your career by saying yes to directing Kraven the Hunter for $2 million, $3 million is vastly worse than you turning it down and waiting for another film that you can continue to build your filmography up rather than tear it down with one film, right? So many people in life, they lose sight of the big picture. Remember, we talk about this all the time. They think about money, and there's nothing wrong. We all want money. You need money to survive. But if that is your main purpose, right? If you're doing something for a paycheck, you're going to see it, okay? You're going to also pay a price if it goes as badly as Kraven the Hunter does. So J.C. Chandor, what a mistake. Whoever recommended you do this, you should fire them, okay? And the problem is these agents and these managers want money. So they get the deal from Sony saying, hey, J.C., if you make this, we're going to give you $1 million, $2 million. Let's say for Margin Call, he made nothing. He's a first-time director, barely paid his bills. Let's say for Most Dangerous Year, he made $100,000. Eventually you have to make more. And he's like, here's $2 million for this movie. Say no. Say no. And if I were an agent, I'd tell my client no. The problem is these agents say yes, and that's why you get bent over with Kraven the Hunter. Ariana DeBose, same thing. You're coming off an Oscar in West Side Story. Then you say yes to Argyle, Sony Pictures / Apple, and then you say yes to Kraven the Hunter, and instantly your career is in the shitter. You can't make these decisions. And I'm telling you guys, these are things that drive me insane, because I could save people. I could save them if they just would listen to the vastly knowledgeable information that flows through the MMT microphone. But I'm telling you, they just want to pretend they don't hear it and they pay the price over and over and over. The other thing that this film has that is definitely not working is another score that is forgettable. But it's not just that. This is, again, remember, what do I tell you? We bring expertise to the space that no one else can match. Not Jeremy John, certainly not our girl. What's her name? I forgot her name. You know who I'm talking about. We just talked about her off the top. I don't want to remember her name. Grace. Listen, here's the deal. We bring more than that. Here, I'm listening to the score here tonight, and I'm like, this is bad. Okay. I got to find out. I'm in my seat before anyone says I was on my phone. Listen to me. I'm at Dolby. Dolby has levels. There's no way to see me when I'm in the corner. I was on the side, and I had it like this up against me. No one saw my phone was on. So do not say I'm a bad person, or I'll find you, and I'll tell you you're wrong, and I will next time have someone film me on my phone so you can't see. You'll see I can't see that I'm on my phone. The movie's terrible. I'm allowed to look all of a sudden. I go, who's doing the score? And I look and I see it's Benjamin Wallfish, he's done some bad things. Okay. But it's not just that. Have you ever seen 3 people with a score? There's 3 scores. Looks like brothers maybe, and then Wallfish. It took 3 people to make this completely forgettable score that is incessant throughout. Remember, when you have a bad film, you're going to add drippy score on top of it to try to mask the fact that it's bad. Well, it only makes it worse because the score's bad, right? I mean, if it's a great score, if you would have given it to Reznor Ross, I might have all of a sudden said, maybe this movie's not bad. Listen, the Spider-Verse is over. Clearly, Venom was bad. The last Venom was terrible. This film's bad. Madam Web was at least laughably bad. This film has only a few moments that are laughable. Otherwise, no. So if you ask me, would you rather watch Madam Web or this? Madam Web for the Britney Spears dancing on the table scene alone, right? That's a winner. Okay. Everything, and then just the edits. Okay, here's what I will say. Madam Web is a worse directed film than Kraven the Hunter. Just as an overall direction, I don't think J.C. Chandor does anything great with the action here, right? Someone said the raid. There's elements of them trying to do the raid, and you got the hard R violence, but it doesn't even work here. Sony would have been wise to actually dial the violence back, make it PG-13, make it just as forgettable as it is, because the violence doesn't add to it. It's not like John Wick where you're like, oh my God, you're just there's nothing interesting about the violence here. So truthfully, you limit your audience by making it R, by including the gory stuff that doesn't even need to be in the movie. See, this is why I should be executive. Guys, do you understand this? There's got to be someone out there right now who's screaming, watching this show, going, Weber should be an executive. I've said it before. They really should bring me on at Lionsgate, Sony, any of them that are going to help. A24 for sure. I mean, my God, we would instantly stop production on half their films. No, we're not doing this. Are you doing another virtue signaling movie? Because if you are, we're not making it. But that's what we like to do. No, you're not anymore. You're not doing it. Who said that we're going to do that? She's fired and he's fired. Anyone else that want to say they want to do that? Because you're all out. Okay, good. Let's get on track. That's what I would do day one. Any studio, Netflix, we're doing theatrical, right? I can come in and fix anybody within literally 15 minutes, but they're not going to let me do it. They're never going to let me do it. But here's the thing. Sony has to say, we got to get new management. We got to get new people and new ideas in here because they've had some terrible films this year. You got Tarot, you've got Argyle, which I think they just distributed part of Apple. But even to have a part of that is a problem. And then you have Kraven. They have more. Sony has had a lot of losers, along with Lionsgate. Obviously, we know that. A24's had a terrible year. Worst year ever. I saw someone, by the way, can you bring the comment up, Gone Girl, about someone was saying this wasn't the worst year. This was a great year. If anyone says that, remember what I told you. You have my permission to go punch him in the face. Go Les Grossman, walk up and say, where's the key grip? I'm going to, if they say it's a great year, including our film fraud of the eternity, Sean Fennessy. Remember, you don't call him Sean Fraud Fennessy. That's it. From now on, just call him Fraud Fennessy. I don't care. However you want to do it, just make sure that he's aware that that's his name. And that's how it's going to stick. It's what it is. It's very earned. But it's a terrible year. It's a atrocious year. Even the good films I have, the number of suck-ass films that I've sat through this year, including tonight, make this one of the worst years ever. And then you throw a Nora, right? I'm not going to go off on a Nora tonight. I promise. I'm just going to make it short and sweet. The fact it's winning awards tells you this is an abomination of a year. When a film like Nora can win your best film, then you know that you are in the nadir of cinema. Okay? There's no other way to put it. It's that simple. And I'm right. And you guys know I'm right, because that's what we do. We bat at 998, and tonight I think we're very close. We're hitting about 999. We're right on Kraven again. You know who's wrong is Grace. We're going to hammer Grace in a second. I want to continue. I have a few more. I know you guys are like, that's enough for this. Nope, I'm not done. We're going to kick the corpse. Everyone's career in this movie, every single person's career in this film takes a major hit. Going back to what I said about J.C. Chandor, Ariana DeBose, Aaron Taylor Johnson is not great in this film. Here's how bad it is, right? You got Russell Crowe. By the way, I have to just tell you right now, the only thing that comes out good in this is Russell Crowe. Here's my note. You ready for this? This is a crazy thought, and I know I'm the only person who would ever think this, but I need you to listen because this is a therapy for me, essentially. When I'm watching this film, I'm thinking, I wish that Russell Crowe was in Tenet and Kenneth Branagh was in this. Okay? Now, let me explain that. Kenneth Branagh is a hell of an actor, one of the best we have, right? I don't love him in the role in Tenet as the Russian bad guy, right? But Russell Crowe as the Russian bad guy in this film is great, right? He's just got more, Branagh's not that mean guy. I don't think Tenet's still a mess from a screenplay perspective, but I think if you slide Russell Crowe to Tenet and you did a swap and you bring him here, then everyone's better off, because then we get a better performance in Tenet, which is a better film, certainly, than this. But Russell Crowe comes off well, but everyone else here is not. So you got Russell Crowe doing his Russian accent. Great, right? He's very good. And then you have Aaron Taylor Johnson and his brother, who's the kid from Gladiator 2 and also from Thelma, who is very much like a version of Joaquin Phoenix, only the poor man's version, right? The man who has no money. We need Joaquin Phoenix. You get the kid that was in Thelma and Gladiator 2, and you put him in Kraven. So he's the brother. Why don't they have a Russian accent? Why is Aaron Taylor Johnson beginning the movie speaking in Russian, and then when he starts talking, he talks like me? Why? What's happening here? Do you see? These are little things that shouldn't happen. Taylor Johnson doesn't come off well, except for his abs. We'll talk about his physique critique in a second. That's coming up. But DeBose, definitely not. She's falling further and further down. Bad choices. Her manager agent should be fired. J.C. Chandor. Everybody in this film. And again, it just brings it makes me hurt for these people, okay? And a lot of you are like, hey, hate Hollywood. But no, let me tell you something. I don't like to see anybody take self-inflicted wounds like saying yes to Kraven. And that's why I just want to please allow me to offer my services to people. If you ever have a question in Hollywood in particular, should I do something, send it to me. Let me look it over. I can get back to you within 10 minutes and say no. Okay, it's probably going to take me less than that. The way things are going in Hollywood, the answer is no. The text is hell no to this and to that. Hit me with something good. This town, again, has so many people that are so untalented that are in positions of power. Here's the fix, right? Before I give you my score, I always like to give you the fix for the film, right? In some films, it's a very simple fix, such as maybe change the score out, cut it down. Certainly it's always going to be an edited down, like in this case, for sure. It's too long at 2 hours, but that's like a minor note. This film should never have been made. There's no fix, right? If I tell you do not make the movie as the fix, you know where we're at when we get to our MMT score of 10%. Now, you're going to say, why is it not at 1 or 2 or 3? Because of Russell Crowe and the fact that Aaron Taylor Johnson has decent abs. Okay, that's it. Let's just roll right into the physique critique. Those of you who've never been here for this, it's time to do it. We take an actor and we look at their physique and we say, are they in shape? Now, for those of you who are like, well, who's this guy? Don't make me show the shirtless picture, guys. I'm not going to do it. It's the header on my X page. Go find it. I'm allowed to do this. No one else in the space is. Not Stuckman, not Grace Randolph, not Jeremy Johns. No one else in the space can do what I'm doing. So don't try it because you're going to look stupid. I'm allowed to do it. You look at Aaron Taylor Johnson and you're looking at a guy who looks great. Now, a couple things I want to bring to light. First of all, he's got an 8-pack. Okay. I don't think there's a lot of action going on there with the Photoshop. So he looks great in this movie. Here's the thing. He also has good definition on the arms, got some veins going there, good delts, everything's cool. The Aaron Taylor Johnson's a little guy though. He's short. He's probably about, I'm going to guess 5'8". So, when you're shorter and you've got shorter arms, we call it alligator arms. It's easier to put muscle on because think about it. Your arm's shorter, so you're going to be able to put a little more mass on. I've got longer arms, so it's harder for me. So we still give credit. I'm just mentioning the fact that he's a littler guy, and you can see it in the film. Whenever he's up, let's imagine he's against like a taller actor, he's going to be on an apple crate. Or when he walks into the elevator with some other guy and they talk about some stupid shit, he didn't hold the elevator, it's bad. You can tell the other actor's short, right? Because if you have a short actor, you're going to put an extra or someone with a small part next to him that's not 6'3", because then he's going to look even shorter, right? So it's like Tom Cruise, same thing, not a tall guy. Nothing against. I'm just bringing it to fact. I'm just mentioning these things. But otherwise, Aaron Taylor Johnson, great looking dude, guy's a very good physique, and we give it a thumbs up on the physique. Hairline critique. You're gonna listen. I get critique for that. He definitely is a little bit. Listen. You want me to do that? I'll do it. He is definitely losing a little bit of hair. You can see what he's doing. Remember, we talked about this. I'm allowed because listen, when you get to a certain age, and Aaron's certainly younger than me, you start to lose it. He's got the widow's peak, right? So you pull it back, and if you push your hair around and make it work, it looks kind of like Aaron Taylor. He looks good. Listen, do you think my boy has any trouble getting women or men, whichever way he wants to go? I know he's married, but if he come on. Aaron Taylor Johnson's getting some ass, okay? So, obviously, he's a good-looking guy. So, Life of Bri, so what if he has a massive forehead? No one's going to look at him and say he's an ugly dude, right? So, I think overall, we'll give his physique like a 9. That's pretty high. For Hollywood, that's a very high number for me. Sully, I heard a rumor that your screenplay is a combination of Kraven and Asphalt City. Stop making me laugh. Actually, I laughed almost as hard at that as I did at the line. I get to the part where I start to give a shit in the middle of Kraven. No, it's not. It's a Hollywood movie, but it has nothing to do with Kraven or Asphalt City. By the way, tonight I want to mention, I was going to talk about The Order. I really like The Order. I think The Order is a very good film, or at least a strong film, certainly for this year. It's not a great film, but compared to the things we've been talking about, it's very good. We'll talk about that Sunday. I want to save some. This is just all about Kraven, and we'll do a quick little hit on Critics' Choice on the way out of here. We're not going to do like forever. That said, I'll probably talk about Critics' Choice for an hour, like I did the other night remember I came on, I'm like, we're just going to do a quick Golden Globes recap, and I was on, no joke, for like an hour. I'm like, why am I doing this? Let's do a seat check. You guys ready? Here comes the seat check for tonight. I'm going to go to a tweet I sent earlier this week, and you can see that we're in trouble here, okay? Look at these sales. This was the other day. And these are the regular screens. But again, remember I told you, I just went to Dolby and it was like 1/5 full. Okay. Look at this. There's one guy there for the 940 tonight. I haven't looked yet. We can look in a second and see if anyone else came. There's one person there. And the other one, let's see. Then there's also, let's see what the number is here. I can't see. Let me see if I can play. There it is. 2 people on the back there. And then there's 2 people on the side right there. So you have a total of 7 tickets sold. 7 tickets for 3 showtimes? Guys, we are fucked. Well, Sony is. I'm not fucked. We don't care. We think it's funny. We think it's funny they made this movie. But Grace Rand, well, we're going to drag Grace. Give me a second. She's next. Let's quickly look at the ticket sales live to see if anyone added. Let's see if anyone's in that 9 o'clock screening. There's 2. Let's go back to that one. There were 2 people in that one. That's the 4:30. That's the 6:40. Here's the 9. There's 1 person. Let's see if anyone else joined. Let's go to AMC and we hit it and we go, who wants to see Kraven? Let's see a movie, get tickets for Kraven. Good luck finding some. Use my current location. Come on, guys. I'm in Burbank. Let's just put in Burbank, California. Thank you. And where's the 16? Yes, I meant Burbank. Here we go. Get ready. Let's see if there's more than 1. Why is this so difficult? Let's find it. Scroll down, everybody. In this thrilling, Erick hunts for tickets on the AMC app. That's what we do on Thursday night. We call it the MMTC check. You guys see it there. Here we go. Kraven the Hunter 9 for this 1 person. Let's see how many more are in there. Okay, look, now we have a total of 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 people for Friday the 13th. Well, not quite, but close. 13 people. It's a very small screen, guys. That's like one of their smallest. Look how many. That's like the smallest house they have. This movie's going to bomb. I need to revise. I'm just going to quickly revise my number. I had it. I'm going to take $1 million off, update, and then hit it. You guys ready for the number? I'm taking 15 million down. So, right, I give you the number and I'll put the arrow up or down based on how I feel it's really good. You know, could go even lower. I'll take 15 down. I was going to start it at 18. And then after seeing it and then looking at the sales, I'm taking it at 15 down. I think we could be at 10 or lower. I mean, this is terrible sales. I just have faith in a way that people will want to see it. Like Madam Web opened at 15, right? People will be like, this movie's terrible. What's the Rotten Tomatoes? Hold on, let's check it. The Rotten Tomatoes is really terrible on this. It's like 10%. So they're going to be like, oh, I want to see something terrible. Well, I mean, yeah, but 13%. It's at 13%. I don't know who said this was good. Let's see who thought it was good. Give me a second. 2 hours and 7 minutes. I knew it felt long. I thought it was only 2. So fucking bad. Okay, here we go. Let's find out if someone said it was good. Neil Minnow gave it a B minus. It's too. I mean, at least it's not an A, but it's still too high. Negative. Rotten. Let's see. Come on, give me someone who says it's really good. Steven Silver of Splice Today says it arrives with little fanfare instead of the last series. So it's something of surprise. It's not all that bad. Well, you're wrong, Steven. By the way, go support Splice Today, everybody. Jesse Hassinger from AV Club gave it a B minus. That's too high. What are you guys doing, man? At least it's not an A. At least it's not an A. C plus, 14 out of 20. What? Hold on for a second. Who gives a grade out of 20? What the hell is this shit? Is that what they do in Australia? Film Inc. 14 out of 20. So wait, can you guys help me do the math? What would my 10 out of 100 be in the 14 out of 20? That's 1/5. So I divide 14 by 5, right? So that would be 2.5 out of 20? Is that right? Is that right, Coach 10 Mike? Someone tell me if my math's right. If they gave it a 14 out of 20, if I gave it a 10 out of 100, does that mean my grade is a 2.25 out of 20? I don't know. It's what the fuck is that score? Have you ever 14 out of 20? What is going on? This is the weird. We've had some weird moments on this show, right? Go back. Remember when we were hammering Erick he's not a fraud. Erick the Shill King Davis, and all his reviews disappeared. Remember that? You guys, those who were here remember. I was hammering Erick Davis, saying he's a total shill. Then all of a sudden, I hit refresh, and every review on Rotten Tomatoes disappeared. I went, what? It happened. You guys saw it. We all hit it. You saw it. It was weird. Someone was watching and go, get rid of it. Get rid of the evidence. What is a 14 out of 20? You got to stop. Stop setting me solely. Stop. I can't. I still got to hammer Grace Randolph. I'm laughing too hard. 67 out of 69. Oh my God, that's it. I've got to reinvent my fucking scoring system. It's now not out of 100. I'm going to do it out of 87. Let's just pick a random fucking number. That is the best thing I've ever seen for shit. What the fuck? Oh my God. I'm laughing harder at this than anything I've ever laughed at. Dude, certainly recently and maybe in my life. Oh my God. What the fuck? This is so bad. Okay, let's try Grace Randolph. Let's do the terrible takes. Oh my God. I'm literally crying. I think snot's pouring out of my nose. Jesus Christ, 14 out of 20. That's so stupid. Holy shit. Okay, here she comes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Stop. Here comes Grace Randolph. So I'm seeing other people post reactions, so I guess the social media embargo is lifted. Kraven the Hunter, I loved it. Fire emoji, a smiling sunshine face, laughing. I did laugh. As good as the first Venom. Well, that's first of all, that was the best of this reboot. It still wasn't great, but Venom's better than this. I would watch it again, What the fuck? How many followers Grace? God damn, I was happy a second ago. She has 144,000 followers. Guys, come on, man. What's wrong with the world? What's happening? How's she have that many followers? Should we watch her video just for a second? I didn't want to do this because I know it's not going to be fun for us. But just let's just watch a second of her video and see why she thought it was great. I'm gonna make it quick. We won't be on it long because I don't think I can handle it. But we'll just here she comes. Hold on. Oh shit, she's already like squealing. You know, how do you guys even listen? Here we go. You guys ready? Let's listen to Grace Randolph talk about this. Hold on, let me get rid of the ad. Remember, this is live. Hold on, get ready. The ad's going away. I don't know what the splitter is, but apparently it's a game show. Oh, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme. Holy shit, he's got a hat on. Okay, here we go. Get ready. Let's listen to her.
Loved it.
Oh, get ready, everybody. One more time.
I loved it. I know. It's hard to believe. And a lot of you probably won't agree with me.
No,
we'll see how many Rotten Tomatoes this movie gets hit with when the embargo.
How is she already stumbling when it's taped? Do you guys understand? Did she do this live? How is she already stumbling like 10 seconds into the video? I stumble once an hour, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, but not once in the first 2 minutes. Well, okay, 10 seconds. That's pretty bad. Listen one more time. Let's just listen to her. This is taped, right? Well, I'm sorry. I just have to mention we do this live and it's not easy. She's taping it. She can't even do it.
I loved it. I know. It's hard to believe. And a lot of you probably won't agree with me. We'll see how many Rotten Tomatoes this movie gets hit with when the
Is it taped or live? Can you guys help me? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Look, holy shit, guys, listen. Look at all the shit she has on the side. Do I have to sit through all of this? If I want to watch the review, do I have to watch all of this shit? Do I have to listen to her? Let's just go over a couple things. She's going to talk about the masculine energy, the comic book feel, the Foreigner, Russell Crowe, Calypso, comics accurate, script budget. What the fuck, sequel? These are all the chapters. Let me just go to a random chapter and see. She's talking about J.C. Chandor. Okay, let's see. Let's see what she says about him because I told him he should never take in this movie. Let's see what she says.
And then as for J.C. Chandor taking the movie so seriously, I appreciated it. I thought he did a fantastic job. Some of these shots, mwah.
No. There's not a shot in this movie. There's one shot that's a weird. I don't know what he was trying to do with it. It's not the worst, but it doesn't quite work. That's the best I can give him. No, you would not give a chef's kiss to J.C. Chandor's direction here.
There's one scene where Kraven's bloody hand as a teenager is over the grass, the savannah grass, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, and it looks exactly like Gladiator. He stole the shot from Gladiator. Grace, thank you though.
People laughed at that shot. I liked it. I mean, there's some other beautiful wide shots. And I'm like,
wow, hey, everybody, guess what? There's some wide shots in this movie. Let me tell you, let me sell you on this movie, everybody. There's some wide shots. Holy shit, there's wide shots in Kraven? Are you kidding me? There are? There's actual, you're not telling me, you're not fibbing. There's a wide shot? Holy God, man, that sounds like something I want to watch.
That's very nice. I just appreciated
say the wide shot is very nice. Is it her first movie? Has she ever watched a film?
J.C. Chandor didn't phone it in or didn't take it seriously or was disparaging because of the source material. He wanted to make the best movie that he could. And she's
reading teleprompter. Okay, I'm done. Comment time. I'm not going to go anymore. Okay, can you guys see? Let me make her smaller because I have my logos in the way. Do you see how she's looking off to the side? You guys see how that look? Okay. Do you see where she's looking? If you notice, her eyes are going here, and then she's here, right? Now, I'm doing that because I'm looking at live. I'm popping up my graphics. I'm doing this live. She's not live. She's reading a teleprompter that's here, right? So she's like, I also like J.T. Chandor's direction. He's really talented, and there's some really good wide shots, and they're really impressive. But you also, right, she's running her so she's reading right here so she's not even doing it live. She can't do it unscripted. This show is not scripted. I've never scripted shit on this show other than reading off a website, but that's because we're talking about it. I don't even know what I'm going to say half the time. I just make shit up. You guys can clearly see that. But yeah, okay, open up comment time. And then we'll do Critic's Choice because I think that's enough. That's enough. Kraven the Hunter. Oh, go ahead. We'll do critic choice in a second. Comment time. Go. Hit me. Whatever you got. I can't decide what's worse, her voice or her makeup. Well, I know. See, now I'm going to get dragged into the, hatred of women. Don't make me do it, please. Life of Bride, I'm not going to do it. I'm not saying these aren't fair. I can't. I don't want to get dragged into that. I don't even care. It's not about being a woman, right? We talk about this all the time. I don't think Grace Randolph is bad because she's a woman. I think she's bad, period. She's bad for a giraffe. You guys understand? Don't ever assume that I think someone's bad because of the sex or the race. It doesn't even enter. It's a 0% part of the equation. So, but yeah, that's how I'll get attacked. Dieter, off topic. Did you ever get around to watch Speak No Evil? No, I didn't. Thank you though. For this super chat alone, I will watch it because I know the ending is much more uncompromising. Correct? I will talk about that. I'll watch it. I'll try to over the next few days. If not by Christmas, over the Christmas break, I'll set time and I'll do it. Okay, promise, 100%. 100%. Because I know I said I was going to do that. I never got around to it. Because I'll tell you, remember, listen, it goes back to something I talked about the other night. You need to be in the right headspace to watch some of these things. And sometimes I don't want to watch a movie, right? You guys understand. I don't want to watch 3 movies in a day. I don't even want to watch 2 movies back to back. I like to watch 1 movie. And then actually tomorrow I'm watching no movies. And then Saturday I'll be ready again. And then Monday. And then, right, it's almost like I have a 48-hour refractory period for movies. Unless it's like award season when I was doing all the voting and stuff, I wanted to see everything, but that was a disservice too because I wasn't always in the right headspace. And I think that when you're not in the right headspace, it's not a good place. But I will do that for you. Thank you for that. It's a good comment. Other comments here before we get into Critics' Choice. Critics' Choice will be next. We'll talk about them quickly. I'm not doing an hour on Critics' Choice. No way. Stop. It's not true. I'm not looking at my, okay, I might be checking if my mullet's coming in. By the way, do you guys notice the mullet's good? The mullet's, it's hard to see, but the mullet's coming. I'm going to go full. It's going to be long and I'm going to cut a little shorter on top. So it's going to be a full Paul Mescal. Now, I'm not going to do the mescal or mescal having to push it around to like cover the part that I'm balding. Why did you do that? Why are you going to be like that? I'm just saying, I'm not suggesting that I'm not. Every guy, but Mescal's moving his hair around to fool everyone that he's not losing his hair. So was Channing Tatum for the longest time. It's just, if you were going bald as an actor, ask Billy Zane. You don't want to go bald as an actor, right? No, you don't want to go bald. So you're going to try not to go bald. I'm not blaming these people for that. All right, let me just get the Critics' Choice things up. Any other comments in the meantime until I get it up? I didn't even have it ready. Let's see who has a good one here. Let's go to Critics' Choice Awards. As you guys know, I used to be a member of Critics' Choice, and I said, F you. No, honestly, I don't want to be part of any organization that I don't believe accurately tallies their votes. How about that? Is that fair? I think that's fair. Let's do it. Let's talk about it, though, because listen, even though I don't want any part of it, I still think that it's fair to say people pay attention to Critics' Choice, right? And Golden Globes and the other award shows. So I will mention them. But I'm not as big into the whole awards thing as I used to be. I just like movies, right? Of course I can talk about awards. We can still do all that, awards, ace, all that. But I'm kind of like, it's just like at times it becomes work. And I just like, nah, I'll skip that. And I'll wait till it comes to AMC. So Best Picture, Complete Unknown, Anora, Brutalist, Conclave, Dune 2, Amelia Perez, Nickel Boys, Sing Sing, Substance, Wicked. That could be your lineup. I'm just glad. And let me say, before we get into all of the nominees as we look right here, I will say this, that I'm just thrilled. Here's what I'm thrilled. The number one thing that I'm very happy to not be seen on these lists, even though I know Anora is going to get in because it won the Palm. It has to be there, even though it shouldn't. It has to. I'm thrilled Civil War is not here. I've told you guys many times that film is one of the worst films of the year. Okay. It is true. It truly is. It's not a good film. Okay. Don't even go back and watch my reaction stream. We're not going to do it again tonight. But I'm going to tell you, it shouldn't be here, and it's not. And I'm thrilled because I had a feeling that somehow it might find its way into the lineup, and it's not. People realize Civil War's garbage. Not a good film. It's not at all. Okay. And so many reasons. Go back and watch the stream, but I'm thrilled not to see Civil War. Honora, I have to live with. I mean, I know I'm in the minority, but those of you who know Honora is not a great film, you're with me, and I'm totally down with you. We're a group, and we are the hive of Honora haters. We're not the Sean Fennessy fraud who's saying everything's great because he'd never say something bad because film sort of get angry, right? No, I don't care. I mean, film sort of loves Honora. I'm hammering it 24/7. Brutalist, I can't wait to see, even though it's long. I do want to see that. Conclave, I gave it 75 out of 100, which would translate to what out of 69, Solely? I don't know. Out of 20? Hold on. Let me see if I can do the math. Going back to the scale of 20, because in Australia, apparently you do it out of 20. If I gave it a 75, that's 3/4 of the way up, so it's a 15 out of 20. Is that correct? Is that right? Did I get it right? I think I just nailed that. That's pretty hard to do the math on the spot. 15 out of 20 sounds better than 75 out of 100. Am I right? I don't know if that's right. Forget it. I'm done. Amelia Perez, obviously they have to get something. Netflix, they're going to get that. Nickel Boys, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I was supposed to see it tomorrow, but it turns out they canceled the screening that was nearby. And they say, hey, do you want to come to the premiere, Eric? I'm like, no. No. You want to come to the premiere? No, I don't want to go to those things. Last one I went to was Strange Darling because JT asked me to come. So I said, fine, I'll come. But otherwise, no, those premieres suck. You have to go there and it's like all these people looking around like, who's that? Who's over there? Oh my God, look who's here. I don't care. I've told you guys before, stars are people. There's no one they're human beings just like you and me, man. Why are you putting them on some pedestal? Yeah, they're talented or whatever it is, but it doesn't mean they're anything special beyond that. To stop treating them like they're gods. And so when I go to these premieres, I'm like, I'd rather talk to the cinematographer, not the cinematographer of Kraven, but the cinematographer of something cool. Like I go back, I remember talking to the Ford Ferrari cinematographer who has moved on. I believe he's on Complete Unknown. I'll never forget conversations like that conversation at the Ross house that night when I used to go to those things. And I talked to him about the shot in Ford Ferrari when he's sitting out there, Christian Bale with his son, and they're at the airport and the sun's going down. And I talked to him. I said, and remember, this is what I bring to the table. Knowing things and seeing things other people don't see. I go, man, you only had like a couple seconds to get that shot. He goes, damn, you're damn right we had to nail it. And guess who we had? Christian Bale doing it. So we nailed it. So these are, you see what I'm saying? So I'm bringing, Grace Randolph would be like, oh, I thought it was really cool how you included Ford and Ferrari in your movie, right? And I come in and go, hey, that one shot where the sun's dipping and it's like the last glimmer of sunlight for the day, that's pretty impressive. You got that. You see, there's two levels. Like there's the MMT level and then there's the Grace Randolph level. Oh, it's so great. Best actor, Brody, Chalamet, Craig, Domingo, Fine, and Hugh Grant for Heretic. I mean, Heretic's not a great film. I don't mind putting him in there for the hell of it to get some attention because it gets attention, right? Remember, we talked about this before. When you're running an award show and you throw someone like Hugh Grant in there for Heretic, people get all excited. And they, oh my God, look, you're never going to win. But you see, with that 6th spot, remember, we have 6 spots here. So when you have 6 spots, you can do something with that number 6 spot. You can throw someone in there, wild card, never going to win, right? The 5, and then the 6. We always talk about that last one you can kind of play with because it doesn't really matter. So, if you're ranking this as number 6, you guys understand that, right? Again, did anyone else talk about that today? Of course they did. Best actress, I'm just saying they just don't because they don't see it like we do. Arrivo, Gascon, Jean-Baptiste. I really want to see Hard Truths. I'm looking forward to that. I like Mike as a director. Mike Lee's hell of a director. I mean, he's very grounded, right? His films are grounded. I want to see that. I know that's not like what you typically expect me to hear, but you should know. When I say I talk about a Dardenne brother, I'm going to talk about the same thing when I watch a Hard Truths. I'm going to be like, I like Mike Lee. You understand that. Mikey Madison, no surprise. Jolie, Maria, and Demi Moore, Substance, great. I hope she gets in for sure. No real crazy ones there. It's going to be interesting to see which one of those does not make it for Oscar. I would probably guess that it's going to be Jean-Baptiste for Hard Truths because it's a smaller movie. That's my guess, but we'll see. Best supporting actor, Borisov, Culkin, best performance I've seen this year, Culkin. Macklin, great in Sing Sing, best thing about that film. Norton, haven't seen yet, we'll see it next Wednesday. We'll have a Complete Unknown reaction stream on Wednesday, by the way. Guy Pearce and then Denzel for Gladiator, fine. That's your 6th spot. Do it. Danielle Deadweiler, Piano Lesson. I'll probably never watch it. It's Netflix. Anjanou Ellis, Taylor, Nickel Boys. Like I said, I'm hopefully going to see it soon. Opens at Burbank next Thursday, so we'll have a reaction coming up soon on that. Wicked, Grande, Quali, Rossellini, Conclave. That's not that impressive a performance. You're just going on the name there. And Saldana for Amelia Perez. Young actor, doesn't matter. Ensemble, Honora, Conclave, Perez. Saturday Night, Sing Sing Wicked. Saturday Night is interesting because, look, it's getting all these ensemble plays, but it's not getting any Best Picture. In that, because that those go hand in hand, right? Ensemble and picture always go hand in hand. I mean, it's very rare to have an ensemble without a picture, and it looks like Saturday Night's going to do that. Yeah, it's SAG too. That's very weird because SAG has 5. So if Saturday Night gets SAG and it doesn't get a Best Picture, that's going to be very, I don't know the last time that's happened. I should ask my friend Paul. Paul would know. Academy Picks definitely knows the answer to that. Best Director, Autiard, Perez, Baker, Berger, Brady Corbett. Remember, again, I told you guys, I love Vox Lux. Listen, it's a cool film. It's not great. I mean, but I love that. The opening scene's amazing. Really just blows you away. Literally. Good God. I mean, crazy. Chu, Farja, Ross, and Villeneuve. You have 7? Is that 8? You have 8. Good God. How easy is it when you have 8? Screenplay, Anora, September 5th. Brutalist, Real Pain, Substance Challengers. Interesting, September 5th is getting screenplay and not getting Best Picture. That's weird, too. Perez, Wicked, Sing Sing, Nickel Boys, and Conclave, Dune 2, adapted. Cinematography looks about right. Nickel Boys, I think from the way it's shot, it's point of view, right? So that's going to be cool. Also shot on film. I really want to see Nickel Boys. I don't know what my reaction will be, but I love the style of Nickel Boys, right? That raw, shot on film, aspect ratio, cool cinematography. I'm down with that. Production design, no surprises there. Everyone I see, editing, those are going to be your Best Picture. But again, September 5th shows up under Best Editing, but not in Picture, right? Did September 5th? Wait, hold on. Did it get it? It didn't, right? It did not. No, September 5th is not in Picture. Very weird. Very weird to have it in screenplay, not ensemble, editing and screenplay and not picture. That doesn't make sense. Remember I told you at the top about the voting? That's weird. You guys feel me, right? Really weird. Hair and makeup, no one gives a shit. Except I would like to see Different Man. That's smart. Substance is smart. And I think, the other one that could be there and I don't see, and I'm surprised, is Long Legs. Right? Long Legs makeup for Nicolas Cage. Long Legs has struck out this year. Long Legs is not a great film. Go back and watch my reaction. Remember, what's the ruination of that film is the supernatural aspect. When you've got the doll being possessed in the house and then causing people to kill their families. That's fucking stupid. Terrible decision. What bad screenplay. Promising start, great cinematography. Love Oz Perkins. Again, another example of a director who should be directing and let someone else write. Okay, Sean Baker. You're joining Oz Perkins. You're joining Sam Mendes. You're joining how many writer-directors in the space? I'm telling you, Hollywood needs to get back to just directors. I'm tired. You all think you're writer-directors. I'm telling you, there's not many of you. So if you're out there and you're a writer-director, just remember that not all of you are very good. Okay? Sorry. It's true. Just because you guys understand those are two totally different things, right? I mean, yes, they're related. But, right? I mean, how about this? Do you think that every person you watch on YouTube, like Grace, or I know she does a few live, but like a lot of these people, like Stuckman, has he ever done a live stream like this for an hour? Has he done 500 hours of this live? No, because he probably isn't that good at it. You have to be good. You have to be quick. Your brain has to fire fast. You have to have an Intel Core 7 or 9 processor, right? What's the higher level? If you have like a Core 1 or a 3, you're fucked. You can't do this. You can't do it because your processing speed has to be so fast that you're looking at it, bang, 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 and you have to dig through your brain to figure out all the stuff. Remember names. That's live. It's not easy. I try to say that. You guys understand that. Even the haters who come after me, Weber's is a douchebag. They don't ever say I'm suck. They never do because they can't. Right? Isn't it amazing? I think it's amazing. As many haters as I have, and there's plenty, and fuck all you. I don't give a shit. Like I use that as ammunition. Here's the truth. They don't ever come after me for sucking because they know that's not true. They go, damn it, man. It's like the raging liberal meme, right? Yeah. Because they're like, oh, fuck. Trust me, the first thing they'd seize on is that Weber sucks. The first thing they'd seize on, but they know they don't have that. They can't even throw the card. And they also can't throw the card. He's a fat tub of shit. They can't throw that card. So then what are they left with? He doesn't have a billion subscribers. I don't fucking care. So what card are you going to throw now? They don't have any more cards. Like, here's the deal. Then just go away. You have no cards to use. Please leave. The door's over there and hit the road. Best animated feature. I'm excited to see Memoir of a Snail Hair again. Right? A Real Pain should be in Best Picture. It's in Best Comedy at least. I never saw My Old Ass. I've heard it was pretty solid. Best foreign language, Kneecap's a weird pick in there, but everything else seems to go. Flow is listen, Memoir of a Snail is a much better film than Flow. So if I'm at least glad that both listen, because I know Flow is like the trendy thing. Look, it has no dialogue. Look, it's animals on a Noah's Ark and it's sailing through the apocalypse. I get it. It just runs out of steam. It should have been a short. And best score, I'm just happy to see challengers there. Open comment here on this Thursday, and then we'll get out of here. We'll go to an hour. You have 7 minutes of open comments. And then I'm out. Furiosa, yes. This is Omega Swiper. Thank you. Because when I'm going through this, sometimes I miss what's not there. Furiosa is one of the best films of the year. So let me just lay it out for you like this. If Furiosa is not there, you're not doing your due diligence. And I go back to when I was a member of Critics' Choice and a very high member there. I don't want to say who it is, but at some point, I mean, who gives a shit? But it was a member who is on the board, who is a big part of the thing. And they were like, I didn't see two big movies. It was 2017 when I was at the awards. And I said, hey, my two favorite movies of the year are A Ghost Story and Good Time. And they're like, oh, I never watched those. And I went, what? You didn't just say that. You just said, because that, you remember A24 at that point was still big, right? It was growing, but it was, I mean, those are movies you need to see as a critic that's voting in a critic's body. They didn't even watch an awards body. You're not going to watch those two films. This is what I'm talking about. When you have members who miss on Furiosa and put Conclave in. Furious is a better film than Conclave. No question. Not even, no. Joker 2 is a better film than Conclave. Okay? There's two. Joker 2 is a better film than a lot of these films. Better than Sing Sing. Okay? Better than Anora. So, look, this is why I don't want to be part of an organization. Because if this is going to be your best list, I'm out of here. This is not good. I'm sorry. I know I'm rushing through this. Let me just real quickly just go back and look at the best films again, so I can just go, holy shit, these are the films that are better than. Films I've seen that are better than the films that are listed this year. I haven't seen Complete Unknown. I cannot comment yet. Anora, for sure, is definitely worse than a lot of films I could throw up there. Conclave, I would have below Furiosa, below Joker 2. Dune deserves to be there. Perez, haven't seen. Nickel Boys, haven't seen. Sing Sing, not impressed. I gave it a 75 at best. Substance, absolutely my number one film of the year. That deserves to be there. Wicked should be there too. I like Wicked for what it is from the source material. Very strong. I liked you as a director. I do. So I have no problem with that. But I would throw Furiosa up there for sure. That's a great point. Great point. Other comments here. 5 minutes. 5-minute warning. Good Time, legitimately one of the favorite movies. Thank you, Sully. You understand. By the way, I know you know this. Good Time, greater than Uncut Gems. Not a contest. Anybody who says that Good Time is worse than Uncut Gems or Uncut Gems better, they don't know what they're talking about. First of all, Good Time's tighter, has no wasted space, and it also has a better ending. You also get rid of all of the bullshit mining stuff. You get rid of the colonoscopy, and you get rid of the MBA aspect that's tacked on. It's not, listen, Good Time's a better film. It's not, no contest, none. In fact, that's how you judge people. You know, I know you're probably a Safdie Brothers fan. Who isn't after Good Time and Uncut Gems? Which one's better? And as soon as they say Uncut Gems, you walk away. You go, nope, you're 100. No, guys, Gone Girl, you might be fired. I'm looking for a new producer. As of this moment, I am looking for a new. The job pays $0, but at least I'm honest about it. I'm not like one of the award sites, like awards. Not me. I did it myself. Not like, okay, Awards Daily. I like Sasha, but I'm pretty sure this is true. Awards Watch and also Next Best Picture. You don't pay your people. Right. I saw there's someone, I want to confirm this. I can't say for sure, but I need someone to confirm this. Someone on their bio on film Twitter had staff Next Best Picture. I'm like, does that mean you get $0 or do you get a penny? How much is the pay for staff? Is the staff like extra movie swag? Because they don't pay. Why would you ever write for a publication that doesn't pay you? What? Feel me, guys. I know this is why Film Twitter comes after me. Why would you write an article for Awards Daily, Next Best Picture, Awards Watch, if they don't pay you? You know what they're doing? They're using you for their content. They're selling ads on their site. They're making something. They might not be getting rich. They're making something. They're giving you nothing. All you're doing is contributing to their wealth. Whether it's all, obviously subjective. The wealth is very low, but again, I laugh. Staff. Really? What's your salary? Right? But here's the thing is, if you're going to write for a site, why are you doing it for free? Explain that to me. Someone go ahead. Go. Come on. Last 5 minutes. Come on. If you're hurt by that, you're the one who's getting used. Don't get angry with me. Don't shoot the messenger. The messenger's right. Why are you writing for Next Best Picture and paid no dollars? Send it to Matt. And if I'm wrong, tell Matt. Tell me what you pay, Matt. Go for it. Go. Let's go. Roll up. Tell me what you pay. What do you pay for your reviews? That way I won't drag you. I'll correct myself. I'll correct myself on the stream on Sunday. If Naglia says I pay $25 a review, if he says 50, if he says anything, if he says 10, I'll say he pays $10 per review. Tell me what it pays for staff. Tell me. I'm curious because otherwise you're using people. So I just need you to explain it to me. That's all I'm asking. Just be crystal clear with me. Otherwise, I'll correct myself. I don't often correct myself because I'm always right. I will correct myself if you tell me what those people get paid. I'll make you a deal. Is that a fair deal? I think it's a fair deal. How do you feel about Interstellar back with sold out screenings? We'll talk about that Sunday. I'm excited to see it. Great point, and then we'll get out of here very shortly. I'm exhausted. I'm hungry. I literally sat through Kraven and ate a protein bar. I need to eat dinner, late dinner. Here's the deal. Brilliant play to bring Interstellar back, just like we told Warner Brothers to bring Tenet back, and they did. Remember, we are the sage advice people here in Hollywood. So you look at Interstellar back, more studios need to do this, and the fact that it's continued into a second week is a win for everybody because I didn't get around to it to see it in the week because I ran out of A-list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go see it sometime over the next week. It'll be dead because most people have already seen it. So I'll go to either an early screening or a late screening and just chill out and watch it, right? Even if I stay for some of it, just to be back within that Nolan filmmaking again, going back a decade and still holding up, right? Still looking better than virtually everything today. So yeah, that's a great topic to talk about on Sunday. We'll have more box office on that. Thank you to Paramount for showing us those numbers. Still doing crazy averages even during the week. And I imagine the number will come down this weekend, but still will be high. All right. That's going to do it here for tonight. Thanks for being here. Again, listen, if there's money being made, I'll correct myself. I will come out on Sunday and tell you, I apologize. You get paid $10 for a review, which is something. It's not a lot. Is it worth a 500-word article? I would say no for $10. But, listen, that's your time. I mean, I just did a stream, and I essentially do it for next to nothing. But this is fun for me. And maybe writing's fun for that person. But I still think you should create your own thing. You should not be working for someone else, giving them the stuff. Why would you give away your stuff for free? Doesn't make any sense, right? Why? Do it yourself. Create your own site. Do your own thing. You don't need the veil of Next Best Picture or Awards Daily. Do your own thing, right? So what if no one reads it? When I started this channel, and we'll wrap it, and this is it. When I started this channel, I didn't start it caring if I had views. I still don't care. I don't even look. Okay. I've got a number that tells me how people are watching. I don't care. I've never once done a stream any differently. If I had 5, 0, 100, up to, I think at one time we had 700 plus one night, which was crazy, but it doesn't matter because ultimately you're doing the same show, whether it's 1 or 700 or 7,000, which is never going to happen. But who cares? Right? It doesn't matter. You're doing the work for you. That's all that matters. Okay. The reward is you doing it. Don't forget that. Live from the City of Angels. That's going to do it here for tonight. Thanks for being here. By the way, tonight was Wolverhampton Wolves. I mean, I figured it tied into Kraven the Hunter, right? A wolf hunting. I mean, trying to put these things together. I'm trying to package together the music with everything else. Oh, I'm going to play the music on the way out of here tonight. Let's pull the banner up, and then I'll say goodnight, live from the City of Angels. See you Sunday. Until then, thanks for being here. Let me pull the music back up one more time, everybody, and then we will roll. By the way, thanks for being here. As always a pleasure. Music, please. Thanks for being here, guys. See you Sunday night. MMP. Out.